morning and happy Saturday. Thank you for tuning in to Divas Den on IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, the boss lady, and I have my co-host, the Diva.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're glad that you're tuned in to the Den on today. We have a topic for you today. This is the month of love. So we have our brothers in the studio. During this past summer, we had an event and we had about 11 brothers on the panel. And we had women come out to ask questions. And the topic was how to love a black man. So today, our topic is how to love a black man, the reunion. So we have in the studio with us today, we have Charles Hughes Jr., and happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's our married man. Then we have Ezekiel Moore.
Zeke,
who do the most. I love it.
nevertheless, the most.
I love it. And then we have the Mr. Handsome, Mike O'Neill. Thank you, gentlemen, for
Good
I love when you say that. Good morning, Queen. All right. So we are glad to have you in the studio. And I'm going to tell you, I had already apologized to my Facebook friends to say, I don't know how this show is going to go. But I need y'all to be open-minded. I want y'all to understand these three men sitting in this room right here, they are going to keep it real and they are going to tell the truth. So I love it. And ladies, you need to listen. Sometimes that's our biggest problem. We don't listen.
As a matter of fact, get a pen and a notebook. Take some notes. Seriously, take some notes so that you can be a better significant other to your mate.
I agree.
That's what we need these days. We need more understanding.
More understanding. I can agree. So before we get started, we are going to touch on some of the things that Divas Inc. is doing. We have a session today, and Diva is going to share more information, and then we're going to get right into it on how to love a black man today.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. You know what? I am just so excited. I got my notes already. I really prepared for this show.
Okay.
Because I am really ready to hear what these brothers got to say. But we got to let them know what Divas is doing. Today at 5 p.m., Developing Intellectual Visions and Self, known as Divas Inc., will host our monthly workshop at the Charles M. Hughes Community Center, located at 646 North Parkside. And since this is the Love Month, we're going to keep in tune with our girls. And our topic for today, are you ready for this?
Yes.
The lies and lines that teenage boys, young men, and men used to get what they want from teenage girls, young ladies, and women. Now, I'll tell you at this workshop, it's going to be interesting. We're just going to have a day of interesting things going on. We're going to be in a room full of a bunch of teenage girls and a couple of women, and we're about to find out some things. This pamphlet that I got was written by a male, and he gives only his first name, which is Anthony, and we're going to explore the common 50 lies and lines that most men have used on women.
Have you had some of those lines?
I sure have, but I ain't go for the okie doke.
Not by one?
No. If you really love me like you say you do, you would do this. Come on. Could I just see what it looks like? Really?
Any of you brothers use that one?
I knew what it looked like. We already know.
Since we're going to get married one day, I want to be your first. Well, we'll wait till we get married then. If you know we're going to get married one day.
Now I know one of y'all used that one.
No.
I need you.
Yeah. Depend on the situation. Yes.
So today again, at the Charles M. Hughes Community Center, 646 North Parkside, at 5 p.m., we're going to discuss these 50 lies and lines that men have used on women to get what they want. Events that are coming up on Divas Inc. near future, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party in April.
I got my hat ready.
You got your hat ready?
I got my hat ready.
The Sip and Shop, the ultimate shopping experience in May. Please visit our Facebook page, Divas Den, Developing Intellectual Visions and Self. Go by our website, divas-inc.org for more information on these and more upcoming events. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. While doing some research on this popular topic, I came across some interesting points and facts. So, ladies, again, grab your pens and pencils and notebooks. Another man by the name of Ron Elmore wrote a book titled How to Love a Black Man. And that's where this whole concept of mine came from. In this book, he explores, or should I say, shed light on hidden emotional, psychological recesses of the Black man's inner world. Basically, the book tries to explain what is going on with our Black man and why we as Black women should love them. And today, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I've been hearing some things. We're going to talk about these baby mamas. We're going to talk about these ex-wives, new wives. You know, because I ain't been feeling none of this.
Okay. So, Charles Hills, you are married.
Yes.
Right? Oh, yeah, you will. Ezekiel?
I'm single.
You single?
With a girlfriend, right?
With a girlfriend.
Okay. And Mr. Neil?
Officially single, but currently dating.
Okay. So, yeah, so perfect.
How that's officially single but currently dating?
I get
that's
that.
Professional. That's professional. You know,
he's
that's
single until married, right? I'm single until married.
Well, I guess that's what the Bible says too.
Okay,
Single
there you go.
Married. Okay.
So, but he made sure that we are aware
that he is currently dating.
Great. Okay. What else you have to share with us, the diva?
Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, 46-year-old pastor of Empowerment Temple AME Church. What does AME stand for?
Missionary Baptist.
I'm sorry.
You know, I was not too late.
It slipped my mind.
Okay.
It slipped my mind.
But he's a pastor in Baltimore, Maryland, and he also writes How to Love a Black Man. And he expounds on the 10 problems that Black men have with Black women. Y'all want to hear this?
Yeah, go on, get it to us.
He also reflects on the 4 C's on how to love a Black man, which I found interesting. Okay. Now, how to love the problems, 10 problems that Black men have with Black women. The first one, he says, Black women make Black men feel unappreciated, unwanted, irresponsible, and regressive. Number 2, Black women are too aggressive and are impatient when it comes to waiting on a man to pursue them. Problem number 3, Black women are too strong-headed, independent, which present great challenges in relationships. Number 4, why are you looking at me like that? You find these interesting? Black women are masculine in that they are controlling and like to run the relationship. Black women expect too much. They are gold diggers who would not look twice at a blue collar Black man. This is coming from a pastor.
Wow.
Number 6, Black women are hot-headed and have bad attitudes. Number 7, Black women stop caring about their appearance once they are in a relationship. Number 8, Black women are not open to other areas of intimacy. Number 9, Black women's tolerance is far too low. They are not sympathetic to the Black man's struggle in a racist society. And number 10, Black women do not cater to their men as much as they cater to themselves and their children.
Wow.
Now,
is that Pastor who?
Jamal Bryant.
Jamal Bryant.
No Black women in his church.
Now, he also talks about the 4 C's.
Okay.
That a woman should be showing to her man. She should be his cheerleader. Every woman involved with a Black man has to learn how to be a cheerleader. A cheerleader is of no consequence when the team is winning. When the team has scored a touchdown, you can't hear the cheerleaders because the whole stadium is excited. Cheerleaders are necessary after a tackle or a hit or an injury. Every black man yearns to have somebody on the sideline who would cheer for him when he's not making progress. I can go for that. I can go for that one.
Yeah.
She should be a conditioner. You know, we use the hair conditioner to soften up the hair, to stimulate its growth. So conditioner is something that improves the quality of another matter. Every woman is supposed to condition or improve a man's quality of life.
I can go with that. That's pretty good.
She should be a co-pastor. The men in the biblical structure or order is the priest of the home. Unfortunately, in the Christian construct, more often than not, the woman is more disciplined in the spirituality than men. So the woman in the relationship should assign and deputize as the co-pastor, lead her man to salvation. She should be the conspirator. The woman who is connected to a black man has to come up with a conspiracy for his success, setting him up for his greatness in his absence.
You done?
I'm done.
All right. I would love to be in the room with the past that we could have a one-on-one conversation about a couple of those. Now, I agree with a couple of those. Some of those I don't agree with. And as we go along, you know, I will say, but it's all about you. It's all about y'all today. So we definitely want to hear from you. If you are just tuning in to Intellectual Radio, I am your host, the boss lady, Divas Den.
Charles is studying this right here.
We have the Diva, my co-host, and we are talking to our men about how to love a black man, the reunion. And we have Elder Charles Hughes Jr., Ezekiel Moore, and Michael Neal. So, sir, can you bring that list back to Vicky? The first one. Let's hit the first one.
Let's hit the first one.
Let's hit the first one.
The 10 problems that black men have with black women.
Yes, give me the first one.
Black women make black men feel unappreciated, unwanted, irresponsible, and regressive. Who want to chat? Who want
to touch on that one?
Not all at one time now.
I just have a problem with the whole thing. So I'll just say mine's for last. So.
Well, I can say in certain situations, I can see where that might come about. A lot of women are just frustrated. When you a man that's not producing and they're doing everything, I can see where that can come about. But if you're sharing and you communicating with your mate and they see you making these strives to do better and help her, even if you're down, because there's a lot of guys just sit at home. There's a lot of things you can do. A lot of men don't even want to use their hands. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. So they sit there and let their woman take care of everything. So yes, she don't want to have 2 kids and an adopted kid because you can't support yourself. So I can see where that can come in.
Great point. Mr. Neal, you want to touch on that?
Don't hold back. Just let it go.
If we study history in our sojourn in this country, it was by design to take the man physically and take his mind. With that being said, it was also by design for our women to depend on master and see no value in her man. Now, years and years after constantly putting this into both male and female minds, it becomes a thing that becomes the reality. So the woman, the black woman, although she's attracted to the black man, she really subconsciously don't have no faith that he can provide, he can protect her, he can maintain her, he can be a father figure because master has already done all those things for her. So when she goes to school, who's giving her the diploma? Master. Who's giving her a job? Master. Even our sister who is on public assistance, hey, if you have a man in this house, I'll snatch this away. And I have to maintain my children, my home, so you have to go away. Some sisters will even get married to a black man, won't even change their name. Because if you're changing my name represents that I belong to you, and I don't trust you to take me into the future, I'm gonna stay stuck on this Section 8. I'm gonna stay stuck on this public assistance because this is consistent. You may not be.
For sure. I totally agree with that. That's real.
Elder Hughes.
In today's time, I think I agree with some of what you said. I'm gonna go to this famous statement: know who you with. You know he a bum, then why you with him? Just because he can lay it down at you at night, but he can't provide for you? Then you can't complain. That's who you picked. That's who you chose. But as far as the actual question says, feel unappreciated. As a black man, now we talking about men,
yes,
not boys, not dudes. We talking about men. So what you're saying, three of us work, provide for our family. So if you're providing for your family, we may hit a bump, we may fall down, but we need that black woman to be right there, say, come on, we can make it, we can make it. Or I got this idea. Classic example. Some of my friends went to Caucasian women because they were right there pushing their little ideas along. And then when they got going, they got going. Not saying all black women aren't like that. There are black women that do push along, but a lot of them don't push along. They don't, because they want that stability right now. And sometimes when you're trying to do something like a business or you're taking a chance, it means we're taking a chance, but let's take it together. And we make this work together. So I really believe you know who you're with, but when you come to that question of feeling unappreciated, yeah, you could think you have a jewel, but when that bump comes, that's when you're gonna find out what happened. That stumble comes, is she gonna snap on you, or she gonna turn on you, or she gonna say, hey baby, I got you, let's go. You get laid off of your job, is she gonna be looking at you going, oh, see, or is she gonna say, all right, I got you until you get back on your feet. And then when you get back on your feet, you back where you're going.
Okay. Great point, gentlemen. Question number 2.
Black women are too aggressive and are impatient when it comes to waiting on a man to pursue them. Number 2.
I'm waiting on number 3. That's mine.
Well, I'd just like to add to that as well. I don't think you guys are impatient or aggressive in waiting on a man. I think a lot of women they don't know that they have their own strengths. You know, they identify themselves through a relationship. Instead of them being able to be happy within themselves and find a love for themselves, they look for that in a relationship to enhance, or validate them. They feel validated when they're in a relationship. Instead of just taking time out, especially if you've been in multiple relationships, you've been dating and you dating this guy, then next thing you know, you broke up after a few months, then you saying you're dating this guy, then you're not really dating. You just somebody he's having sex with on occasion, and you're thinking you're in a relationship, but you're really not. So first of all, people got to realize if they're really in a relationship. You feel me? So
it needs to be made clear what we are doing.
Exactly. You just can't, because you're with a guy and you think that, because y'all spending time, that don't mean you're in a relationship.
Okay, so I need to spending time. I need to touch on that. Okay. So many men or brothers wants to say, we're just spending time. So when do I know that we're in a relationship?
When he comes to you and you guys sit down and you say, hey, we've been, kicking this thing around for a few months now. I find something in you that I've been wanting to have and share with someone to enhance my life. And, I think that, if we come together, we can make this thing great and it could be epic between us, So after a man realizes that you're somebody that he really don't want to continue his life without, and you mean that much to him, he's going to let it be known. You ain't got to guess. You ain't got to be trying to roll the dice on it. You ain't got to be like, I don't really know if he feels the same way I do. Because what I'm finding out about men, since we ain't got all sensitive and open now, because being an open now, I don't care where I go, guys want to talk, guys want to express how they feel about the woman that's in their life or the woman that they're desiring in their life. Women, you ain't got to be stupid or thinking that, this guy ain't really feeling you, because if he's not really feeling you, you're going to know he's not really feeling you, because he's going to show you everything that he's not feeling you. But now if he's feeling you, a man works hard for what he wants. You know what I'm saying? He's going to let it be known who he wants. So at the end of the day, you don't have to play the game. Just lay all your cards on the table, and everybody can walk away understanding what position that you're playing in this particular game.
And so you need to wait on him to come and let you know, or you say, baby, let's sit down and have this conversation, and let's make this clear about what we're doing.
Well, I don't even think a woman should ever have to say that. Okay. Because if a man really wants that woman and he wants to be known that he wants you to be his woman, he's going to let you know.
Okay.
So.
Great point. Number 3. Oh, Mr. Neal, you want to touch on that one?
I will. A couple of things. I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume that those are those pastor's words, or that was a survey or a poll that he polled people, and those were some of the things that he got as a result of his poll. But
no, different words.
Those his words?
Yeah.
Okay, so with our sisters being aggressive, I wouldn't necessarily term it like that. I would say this. Our sisters have studied the population, the male-female ratio. Sometimes, there's a sense of urgency depending on the biological clock. And they want what they want now. You all have the beautiful attribute of patience. You do, with children, sometimes with us.
Yeah.
In the matter of the heart, or what you want, flesh and desire, I want it now. Now, when you talk about time, one of the things that I tell sisters all the time, you give up your power. Our nature is to chase you. Don't reverse the natures.
That's right.
Keep yourself at in a position that we always want to explore, want to know more. Sometimes sisters open the door and the floodgates come, and I'm going to give it all to try to show you I'm that woman.
Right.
And day one, make a brother's earn each step.
Yes. I can agree with that.
That's right.
So that's all I want.
All right, great. And that is something that we've been trying to teach our young ladies that participate in our workshop.
Yes, that's
Make him earn.
That's right.
You the prize.
That's right.
You're supposed to be his prize.
That's right.
And it's all a hunting game. We're the prey, they're the hunters.
Got it.
Hunt me, baby, hunt me. No, that's how it goes.
Mr. Hughes is waiting on the
number 3.
Yes, he is.
Oh, here we go. Black women are too strong-headed and independent, which presents great challenges in the relationship. Go ahead, Sir Charles. Sir Lance.
Why? While I was waiting for that particular question, we have to look at it, and you touched on it earlier. Some women are very independent because that's all they saw. If you really want to think about it, dad wasn't there. So mama had to take care of big brother, little sister, little brother, little sister. So mama wasn't there. Mom was out working 2 jobs. So that woman said, okay, not only am I strong, I have to be more stronger because dad ain't here. And eventually as they grow up, it kind of get built in. I don't need a man. And when they have that built up, typically, like you said, the slave mentality, where they separate the men from the women, when they have that built up, then when they get with the man, some of them don't know how to deal with a real man who's going to buy them this. I don't need nobody to buy me nothing. I know you don't need nobody to buy you something, but I want to buy you something. I want to take care of you. But they've been trained, and not forcefully, they've just seen it of time. That's what they experience. Yes. That hey, I got to take care of me because you're going to walk out the door just like daddy did. You ain't going to be there. So when a guy comes to and say, hey, I'm here for you. I love you. I want to give you this. I want to give you that. Especially if that man has been further or more places than that woman has. If she's never been, she only went to the Lake Wisconsin Dells, Great America, or down south for a funeral. She ain't never been to Hawaii, Atlanta, California, Niagara Falls, but you've been there already. As you were growing up, you're used to that, and she's never experienced that, and you're trying to take her to that. I can do it myself. I can go, but you don't understand what he's trying to do for you. So sometimes it's a give and take thing, and that's why I said at the beginning, Got to know who you with.
Yes, I agree.
Because if she has never been there, as men, we have to be a little slower, a little understanding, and say, hey, okay, I'm trying. But on the flip side, the women have to say, I got to pull these walls down. I got to pull my guards down because I have a man that's trying. I have a man that's really want the best for me.
And then I just like to jump in there because I'm in a relationship now. My girlfriend, she's very independent. And this is the first time I ever been in a relationship whereas this woman is this independent. She don't want me to spend any of my money. I mean, most times we on a date, the check come, she done paid it already. And I'm like, slow down, let me do my man thing, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm in a car or something, we pull up to the gas station, I see she need gas. I'm used to just getting out, filling the car up or whatever, but we have to fight. She trying to put her credit card in my hand. And I had to just tell her a couple of times, slow down. It's certain things to say, when it's time for you to step up, I'm gonna let you step up. But right now ain't that time. And I said, I understand that you've been in relationships where it was required for you to be this way, but this one, you can just fall back a little bit. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And, as we grow, she's able to let her walls down a little bit to let me in. But I have to always say, hey, hold up. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I totally get it. But you got to understand what demographic you're dating in. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest things that I've been talking about for the last couple of years, the demographic of dating. Because a lot of people, I was talking to this young lady, she's very independent, but the thing is she's on the crust of her success right now. So she's really like focused on her success. So I said, well, you really don't have time for a relationship. And a lot of people want relationships, but they really don't have time for it. And then people used to tell me, people used to ask me all the time, how can you date so many women? Because I've always dated, women that was business orientated. So they really never had time for a long-fledged relationship. I had traveling nurses. They come into town. We kick it for a while. Then they travel out of town. Then
but that's not really dating. That's just seeing each other.
Exactly. And that's basically what we are doing in society right now. Yeah. And now, even in my relationship, we did hit a crust because we don't really have that much time to see each other. If you're not really living with someone, you really don't have that much time. I think, out of a whole week, I think we might see each other a good 15 hours. You know what I mean? So within that time, what I'm saying, there's so much other stuff you can do, but you just have to sit there and say, okay, well, I'm used to this lifestyle. Well, I got free time over here, and this dude got free time over here. So do I do what I used to do, or do I just hold on to? Okay,
so let's touch on that, because Ezekiel was the
polyamorous.
Right.
In the group. And poly, guys, use the root words. Go back to your schooling. Poly, more than one, more than two, maybe 3 or 4.
So when I saw your post on Facebook and how you was, feeling this new queen in your life,
yes.
I said, I can't wait to talk to him to see what is the struggle. Is there a struggle? And because you just said, well, we don't have as much time, we spend, and should I go back to my old ways?
Yes.
So is there a struggle?
It's very much a struggle, and it's a struggle for her too, because she knew who I was, because I never lied to her about anything. I was into my truth telling thing then, and that truth is something else. And when we be talking sometimes, because we really talk and communicate, and that's the only way it's going to work for me.
Yeah.
If I can't communicate and express myself with you and let you know where I was at, where I've been, and what I'm striving to get to, then we can't coexist. So with her, a lot of stuff that come out of my mouth, it be real cut. I mean, it's real cut
crazy.
dry. It's crazy, but it has merit, and it's real. Mm-hmm. And I was telling her about, the demographic that I was in right now, dating. And she was like, well, do your 2 ex-wives fit in that demographic anymore? I said, no, they don't fit in the demographic. And that's what people don't understand. Even though I still love my 2 ex-wives, I care about them deeply. But at the end of the day, we're not meant to be together at this point in time in my life because they don't fit my demographic. See, both of my ex-wives, they were liabilities when I met them. And then I changed them into to be assets. Right. So now I know what level I can date on, and I don't have to make a woman anymore. I get them already made, and I got to do the struggle over again. You see what I'm saying? And that's really deep right there. And a lot of people don't look at that. And when women picking out guys, it don't have to take forever to figure out who you're dealing with. those characters through the first conversation, the first couple of conversations that you have, you know where cat at in his life. So you ain't got to be trying to think, well, I can change him. A man, you can't change a man. The only thing you can do is enhance a man. And that's what this young lady that I'm with now, she came in, instead of her trying to change me, she enhanced me. And by her living her life a certain way, that made me, even without her saying it, that made me want to clean up some BS in my life that I was doing. Okay. And I'm like, you know, if I'm gonna be with this queen, I'm gonna be worthy of this queen. I have to change what's going on with me so I can be proud. You know, I bring a lot to the table, but it's some idiosyncrasies that I have that I'm not so proud of. Okay. And I said, I can't keep spreading myself around and thinking that I'm supposed to be valued when I'm just giving myself to everyone. So
you know what, I'm gonna express your honesty.
I have respect for that. Yeah,
your honesty, because a lot of men are not going to own up and admit to all that.
Definitely not. Definitely not. The next statement.
Touch on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Sometimes we put a negative connotation on positive words based upon our experiences. So to deem our sisters, I guess they said, too strong.
Yes.
In that, see, the strength of both male and female in our natures to be in tune with our natures. Unfortunately, all of us have had bad experiences, and then we carry each experience into our present terms each time. So in that, we associate our strengths with a negative vibe. It's all right to be strong. But the true strength of a woman is to marry her feminine nature. Man marry his masculine nature. And my current situation, and it was funny, but it was a learning thing I observed. My current situation, she's used to figuring it out. So we went to a movie. And in the movie, we had some people that was disrupting the movie. And I said, sweetie, you know what? I'm getting hot at this point. So let's move. Let's go somewhere else. Now, this is what we gonna do. We gonna go up front, tell the people they gonna move. I said, now I'm doubly hot. I'm the man. I'm an alpha male all day long.
Okay.
At the end of the day, sweetheart, even if I make a misstep in public, you follow my lead, and then we'll talk about it later. But understanding her psychology, she has been there for her children. She's been there struggling. So I've been making decisions all my life. It's hard to relinquish the wheel to you. I just met you. And where we going, even though my nature says so, I don't trust it yet. So we got to build the trust. We got to stop attaching negative connotations to these positive words. There's nothing wrong with something being strong. Because at the end of the day, you are our backbone.
You need it.
And we need a weak backbone.
That's right.
So that's all.
Great point.
And then just to add with the aggressiveness too, I don't mind a woman being aggressive in the area that she needs to be aggressive in. What I have a problem is a woman that's what's the word? That's a procrastinator. You know what I mean? And that's what I found out in my first marriage. She was a procrastinator on a lot of things, but as I got to know her after marriage and when she finally grew up, she's a woman that takes her time. You see what I'm saying? So you also have to learn the love language of the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like when I seen that, I felt like, you know, I'm a person that, you know, I believe in jumping out the window with no parachute. Where I land, that's just where I land. I'm a bootstrap talented man. You know, I pull myself up by my bootstrap. I'm elbows and kneecaps. I see that bull out there, which represents life. I go out there, I see those horns every morning. It's going to be me and him, and I'm going in. That's the type of person I am. But she was more laid back, and she wanted to look at each situation and see if it was good enough for us to do it. And I'd be like, no, this is good. And my thing was, I believe in taking people to the water and forcing them to drink. But you can only take a horse to the water and let him drink upon himself. You can't force nobody to do anything. So I'll be like, no, this water's good. I tasted last week. It's good water. Taste it, you know. But everybody's not that excited about, you know, taking that chance.
Right.
So as I got older and I'm learning things about women, and I got 6 sisters, first of all. I'm the baby of 6 sisters, and I got 3 brothers on top of them, maybe a 10. So at the end of the day, I've been around the female species. Everybody say, well, why you like so many women? Why you all your friends are females and all that? Well, I got a few male friends, but by me having 6 sisters and being raised by 6 sisters and being around them all the time, I've always connected with the female species a little more so than I did with men.
Got it.
And that's where my thing with women come from. But at the end of the day, I'm a lover. I'm a romantic guy. I want to really love a woman, and I want to be really loved by a woman, and not just sexually or financially, but emotionally. You know what I'm saying? I want to feel your emotion. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And a lot of men don't even love themselves to even be in that realm. That's right. To be able to express the love they have for a woman. And people be like, you know, in my first ex, she was tripping because I told her I was polyamorous and then I was celibate. She was like, well, why you celibate and polyamorous at the same time? But she didn't understand that. But the thing was, people connected being polyamorous with sex. It's not about sex. It's about the communications of one's soul, you know, and sharing. You see what I'm saying? So I was able to share
with many.
Right. But I was able to share on a different level. I was on a cruise and it was so many women on the cruise because, you know, men don't really cruise.
And you like to lost your mind.
Yeah, to a certain extent. But it was so nice because I was celibate at the time because I was, you know, I had to detox myself. I had to figure out all these crazy emotions that was going on within inside me. I had to say, hey, if I'm going to do this again, I got to be right for the next woman coming in my life. I can't keep losing all these queens and thinking this is okay. When do it stops? Yeah. And I said, I'm not a bad guy. I just want to love somebody. I mean, I did not know loving another human being had to be this hard.
Well, one thing is I feel that people don't, or, you know, you have to think about, do you love yourself and are you lovable?
Exactly. And a lot of people are just not lovable because they're not taking the time out to figure out who they are, what they bring to each regime they're in. They're jumping from this situation to that situation, back to another situation. They're not learning nothing from what they've been in.
Okay.
And it's so frustrating for me. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I want to get through this list.
Go ahead.
So
some of these points they've already touched on, so we're going to just be skipping some stuff. But I want to touch on some things that he was saying too. You have to know yourself, and you have to know what you want before you can go and pursue what it is that you're looking for.
Great point. Yes, definitely.
And
what's the next question?
Wait a minute. Learn my love language on this show.
There you go.
Learn my love language on this show.
I do.
Let's go with Black women are not open to other areas of intimacy.
Well, I got to say, it's all about the man and the woman. I've been with women that has never did things with men, but they find themselves doing them with me. And I'm cool with that. You know, I used to think it was a line or something, but I understand it now because you could be married to a woman for 15 years. She might not do nothing, but she get with the right dude that she feel comfortable with. She's doing everything, you know. So I've been, you know, and I know this for a fact because I've always dated, you know, like chicks that was dating other guys on some certain level. So it was like, oh, I'll be talking with the guy. Oh, she don't ever do this, and she don't ever want to do this. She don't ever do that. Then I get with him, and she's doing all the things that he said that she don't want to do. Well, it's all about hygiene. If you want those, you know, places licked and sucked on, wow. you got to have your situation right, you know. And I said, do you manscape? No. I mean, that plays a big part.
I'm going to come right here. Men. How important is this statement? The women exploring with you. How important is that in your relationship?
Well, I'll say this. I agree with him a lot. And I also I didn't coin myself the term. I didn't coin myself the term in the lifestyle he lives, but I was very open. Since my divorce in 2012, this is really like my first exclusive relationship, but I was open and honest with it all. And in that, it taught me to study more women and study myself. Now, what he's saying is that if every man has some combination to someone, and if you crack that safe,
that's right,
you'll experience all of her treasures.
That's right.
So what level did you stop in cracking the safe?
There you go.
See, some people only go certain levels of where they're at. He can only talk about the physical level. Then you got the certain intellectual brother who can stimulate her mentally, right? But when it comes down to affection and passion, he's not there.
Right.
So when you start cracking the safe, okay, I'm going into the woman's soul.
Sure.
Now that woman that some may deem square, that boring, what have you, this woman becomes so explosive
A super freak.
Tapped into her.
Right.
So when she's not tapped into, don't blame her. Look in the mirror,
He
brother.
said it.
Right.
What did you do
Right.
to open this woman safe to explore her passion, which is her natural self? A woman loves to comfort her man and to know that I did this. I put my man to sleep with his thumb in his mouth. A woman loves to know that this was me and that meal I cooked. Can't nobody cook it better. So the intimacy is on so many different levels.
Right.
See, so a lot of men who desire to be with one woman, they love the wisdom of a woman, to study the wisdom of a woman. That becomes soothing. And in that, you're reciprocating, you're going back and forth. Now you're opening up doors as the woman, but you're showing us certain side of us that we haven't tapped into. We used to run away from love. Now we know it's a beautiful experience. See? So now, but a woman taught us that. So y'all show us certain things that we would never tap into. What's the beauty of going to a museum? A woman showed me that. What's the beauty of going to a paint sitting? We sitting around with the fellas, I ain't going to no paint sitting.
Right.
Did it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in that intimacy level, it's the exploring of one another and opening up, but be a safe cracker. Learn to
Safe cracker.
Safe cracker.
Crack my safe.
And you also got to take it another step further. Once you get married, you got to continue with it. You can't stop.
Yes.
You can't stop.
Very great point.
And it works on both ends. And one thing you have to do is continue to date her. Date her. My wife and I will be married 20 years, March 1st.
All right.
So
that's a blessing.
Congratulations.
So
yes.
with that, you have to continue to date. You have to continue to figure out. And then one thing I'm learning, life, you guys change more than we do.
Oh yeah.
You're emotional beings.
Yes.
What you used to like 10 years ago, you don't like no more. And sometimes we be like, oh, you just flipped the script on me. And then, so be patient with us. We gonna catch it. We gonna catch it. Give us that time. And I think that's a lot of things could be resorted in three things to me: patience, communication, and true love. If you patient with someone and you communicate, because I can be patient all day, but if you don't tell me what you want, what I'm doing wrong or something like that, if you don't communicate it, how can we know? We can be trying to crack the safe all day, but if we don't hear it go tick, 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 and don't hear that, I opened it, we want to know, okay, I did the right thing, because now we can say, I've got this level, let me go to the next level, let me keep going. So communication is key, and we have to be patient, but we got to date all the time. We got to date with all the time. And another thing, Zeke said it, and Mike said it too, know what you want. You have to know what you want, and then once you know what you want, make sure you communicate to that individual what you want. Don't communicate to your girlfriend. Don't communicate to your best friend. Communicate to that person you with. This is what I want. Because once we know what you want, there's no problem. We want it. We want to be dominant. We want to take care of you. We want to provide for you. We want to do. My wife don't like flowers, but if I keep bringing her flowers every day and she never told me that, I'm wasting money. I'm wasting time.
And you
but
piss it off.
But most importantly for me, I'm getting frustrated because we're looking for an expression. He went out his way and got me 3 dozen red roses. I don't like them, but I never told him that. And I'm like, I got you 3 dozen red roses. You ain't happy? When I can bring you a box of chocolate and you excited, so you have to communicate.
And that's why I always say less is more when you're dating in a relationship. You have to know the perimeters of what you're dealing with. And I'm a very sexual person. I really love to explore a woman and explore things with women. And it's sometimes, you don't even need intercourse. A lot of stuff can happen on that chase to intercourse. And most men, they're so busy trying to stick it in instead of not exploring all the things, the whole right
avenue, the whole plate.
So I found out it's a lot of women that's outers, and there's a lot of women that's inners, and it's a lot of women that's side waiters. So if you take your time out to understand your mate instead of just rushing. See, I've never done it for me. I've never did anything for me. I've always done it for my mate. And when you do it for your mate, you get more out of it. They're going to come back and give you some more. And they're going to keep coming back. And it's going to be a pleasant experience for both, because now the best thing you can do is put a woman at ease. I was 18 years old. I had my first 32-year-old woman. And I was rushing. I was freaking out because, I was used to dating girls that had to be home at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. And then she tells me, slow down, baby. You ain't got to rush. You got this all night. And I was like, wow. She said, you doing good, but you just rushing with it. Slow your roll. You know what I'm saying? And then I expressed to her, well, I've never had anybody all night. You know what I'm saying? What is this all night thing? So yes, if you with the right woman and you take your time, she will be open to more, exploring more sexually. Did we answer the question right? I tried to get back to it.
We all hit it a certain way.
A quick response to that.
Okay.
He touched on something that I want to say. And also understanding each other's love language.
Yeah.
That's right.
And sometimes we miss each other because we miss each other's nature. First of all, men are bottom line creatures. Straight to the point, bottom line. Even in intimacy. Come on, baby, why you ain't there? Women are more on the journey. Let's enjoy the journey.
Exactly.
I get there, but I want to take each moment to enjoy every step that we go. Men, we in this for a purpose. Let's get to the bottom line of the purpose.
Right.
So in that, you teach us how to slow down, right? But in the process, we're teaching you all too to
get there
and enjoy getting there so we can go to our next goal. So when we start to communicate with each other love language, we start to appreciate each other more, not to discredit it, but to uplift it.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
I'm sorry. My mom and dad, I loved them to death, and they always, they live in separate rooms. I never understood that but I would talk to both of them, and they have all these issues with each other, right? But they'll talk to me about it, but they never sat down at the table and talked to each other about it. And I used to be like, wow, they could have such a great marriage. They have so much love for each other, but if they only communicated.
Yes.
Communication.
And they never communicated. He'd come in from work, she'd have his dinner ready, and instead of her sitting at the table asking him how his day was, she just, there your plate is, and she's going back to her room or whatever, what have you. And all he wanted to do was have some conversation. So I found myself in the kitchen with him talking and having a conversation that he should be having with my mom. And I said, what a tragedy. I said, it's such a tragedy to see so much love between these two people. And they're right here. They're right at each other. If they just said a few words, they can be really in it. But what I found out is, they didn't know each other's love language.
Right.
His love language was he was a provider. And my mom used to say, she never said he was a good husband. She just said, oh, your dad, he's a good provider. He's a good dad, but he's never was a good husband. And let me wrap it up. So long story short, I got to a hiccup in my first marriage, and my wife said the same thing. Your dad is a good provider. And he's a good dad, but I wasn't a good husband. And I was like, wow.
Same. So that's one of the things I think so important is majority of us women are pretty good at communicating, and we want to talk to you. I think that's a struggle that some of the brothers have, and that's something that you guys can work on. But I tell you, we have to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in to Divas Den on IntellectualRadio.com. I am the host, the boss lady, and we have the Diva. And our show was on how to love a black man. Our guest gave some great information. Charles, Ezekiel, Michael, thank you for sitting in the den with us. And I hope you all got something out of it, because one thing for sure is love in general is great. Black love is great.
Awesome.
Yes, and we need to continue it in our communities. Work on love language, communication, and studying one another. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Divas Den on IntellectualRadio.com, where we have over 50 hosts, something for everyone. I am the boss lady, and we have the Diva. And feed your brain and get your mind right.